Dear Sara Waisglass, let me love you, girl. Hey, I'm Carrie from DegrassiBlog.com, and welcome to another edition of Degrassi Corner. And today we are talking about Sara Waisglass's book, The Art of Breaking Glass. Now, this book has been out for a couple of weeks now. You can purchase it on Amazon. You can either buy a hard copy or you can do what I did, which was purchase the digital copy of the book. Now, the first thing that comes to mind after having read this book is, damn. Basically, it's a collection of poems that Sara wrote during her angsty teenage years. And these are some pretty intense stories. They're raw and they're unfiltered thoughts and feelings about things that she has gone through in her own life over the past several years. Now, I'm not going to give you a generic review of the book. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to highlight 3 of the stories from the book that really stood out to me. The very first entry that I want to talk about is actually, I believe it's the first entry in the book itself. It's called Hurt People, Hurt People. Now, there's another TV show that I watch, Girl Meets World, and they deal with some deep life lessons and themes throughout the episodes. And of course, one of the things they talk about is the key to life. And they say that the key to life is people change people. And people can change people for the good and bad. And if you think about it, it's really interesting to think how people's experiences in life dictate not just what happens to them, but how they treat other people. Now, one of the things I wanted to read from this one here is, so everyone's good until they aren't. My family begs me not to hurt people and they are blind. My skin is bruised and bloodstained. Where is my justice? It's true, I say to myself, hurt people, hurt people. And this is one of the stories it immediately caught my eye because she's talking about something really, really personal. And it's one of those, it's just a very personal and very surprising thing that happens to her. So definitely a must read in my opinion. The next poem that I really enjoyed from her book, The Art of Breaking Glass, is called Words or Lyrics. Basically, this one, she talks about how she used to love songs, and then she experienced love, and then she experienced heartbreak, and now she hates love songs. She says, quote, "Now that I have my own story, listening to love songs is not nearly as fun as it used to be. I've been there. I think we've actually all been there where your love song comes on, you're just like, oh yes, I love it so much. And then, you get rejected or you're heartbroken, and love songs, they're just disgusting." She also says, "Now I hear a love song and it takes everything I have to stop the salty sea from seeping out of my eyes like waterfalls that I never let touch the ground." Now at the end, she says that of course she hopes that she will be able to enjoy love songs again. But this is, when I, over at DegrassiBlog.com, I will throw out some random quotes sometimes. And one of the ones that I've been using a lot, especially in Degrassi Next Class, is, "There is no reality, only perception." And this is a good example of that, of how the world changes our perceptions of things. The more that we go through, the more that our perceptions of things change. And the final entry in Sara's book that I want to highlight is titled Hate and Love. And this is a long story, actually. It's actually a couple pages long. And the summary of this story is basically she was dating a bad boy, I guess, and they broke up. He broke her heart, and then, they saw each other at a party, and then they almost reconciled, but she stopped herself. Now, in this story, she basically admits that, she was head over heels for this guy. She, sound like a cliche, she basically couldn't quit him, and she just knew that she was falling into that trap again of falling for, his pretty face and his pretty words, but then she's able to stop herself this time around. And by the end of it all, she's not heartbroken or angry or anything like that. She's actually kind of grateful for him and what he did to her. She says, quote, "I'm not as breakable as you think, and in spite of the young girl cliches leading you to believe otherwise, it takes more than a boy to destroy me. It takes more than even you. Thank you for showing me the significance of trust and compelling me to stand up for myself. I'm gonna skip forward to the very last lines. But most importantly, thank you for teaching me what love isn't, because next time I'll be sure to know what it is. Young love, worth it. Now, what I take from this story is basically that, obviously all of us, we're averse to pain, suffering, rejection. We all want to avoid that stuff. We all like to avoid bad things happening. However, bad things are going to happen in life no matter what you do. And something that gets lost in the shuffle of life is the fact that bad situations can be a really, really good way for you to learn and to grow as a person. And another thing about this book, I think one of the most important things that this book addresses is this idea of we never really know what people are going through in life. We see the videos and, the social media posts from Sara. She's all laughing and making jokes and bubbly, but she was going through some real stuff. She's suffering through real, pain. She's dealing with real feelings like a normal, like you or me. Sometimes that can get lost in, everything that's going on, especially when it comes to celebrities. People think that just because they have money and fame, they're going to be happy all the time, and that's just not necessarily the case. And we see that here with Sara Waisglass. Not to say that she's depressed or anything, but she has her ups and she has her downs, just like the rest of us. So if you've read Sara Waisglass's book, The Art of Breaking Glass, I want to know what you think about it. Just let me know what you think in the comments section. I have a couple of comments here from fans who let me know what they thought on Twitter. From Marianne, she says, I think some of the many moments that stood out to me, especially in kind of seeing her come to terms with what she's worth versus what she's accepted, is in the entries Horizons and Sharp Edges. So those are two entries I definitely think you should check out. And from Simone, she says, I have no words, honestly. I am truly inspired by her. I think it's so beautiful how she managed to put all her thought into words on paper. I get chills reading the book because it's too real. And that's going to do it for this episode of Degrassi Corner. I hope you enjoyed it, and you should go over on Twitter and tell Sara Waisglass that she is awesome. You can follow her at @swaisglass, and for more Degrassi info and stuff and all that, you can check out degrassiblog.com.